Hello students, how are you all? Hope you are doing good at home. I'm Joella teacher here from St. Paul High School, Mira Road. I will be teaching you science subject for 5th standard. To begin with, we will start learning chapter number 4, Environmental Balance. This chapter is very important as it has a deep link with us. In this chapter, we are going to learn a few subtopics. First one is biodiversity. Then environment. What is environment? That we are going to learn here. Then food chain. In food chain, how food web is formed, that we'll learn. Then next subtopic is most important food in food chain is plants. So here we are going to learn how plants are important in food chain. And the last topic is environmental balance. So to start with this chapter, I want you to do one small activity. We can't go out, but we can do this activity at home. You have to imagine that you are sitting near a beautiful lake and you are observing full nature over there. You are going to take one notebook and in that notebook you are going to list down the things, whatever is coming in your mind. See the leaves of each plant. Find out the difference between each plant's leaves or stems. Find out whether there are any birds around you. Is there any shape difference in their body? Is there any color difference in their body? Observe the fish in the lake. See in the sky. Is there sun? All that you have to observe it and you have to write down in your notebook. Now why I am giving you this activity? Why we are doing this activity is that we have to observe variety in the nature. And what we call this variety? We call this variety as biodiversity. So definition for biodiversity is the variety we see in all the living things that belongs to a particular area is called the biodiversity of that place. So today, student, you have learned a new term, that is biodiversity. Biodiversity is nothing but variety that we see in the nature. To study biodiversity of a place, scientists make a large number of observations. They take these observations in different conditions, like during daytime, in night time, in different seasons. They also use different devices to study the living organisms on that particular area. They go on the mountain, they go on different places. They also go deep inside the sea and take the observation. All these observation of different scientists are brought together and studied together, and then they confirm the biodiversity of that place. Now let's learn what is the environment. The environment is nothing but the nature around us, the surrounding in which living and non-living things live together, and how the condition in the environment affects the life of living thing. It's all together we call it as environment. So the surrounding and the condition in those surroundings which affect the life of the organism there are together known as the environment. So there are many factors in the environment, okay, which affect our life or which affect organisms. Okay, those factors in nature, they are few are non-living and few are living. So examples are air, water, soil, all these are non-living factors. Plants and animals are living factors. So all these together we call it as a environment. Children, in your textbook on page number 19, they have given this picture. You have to look at each living and non-living things and discuss with your family about them. Discuss how these various factors of the environment are related to each other or what relation they are having with each other. Okay, now for example, in this picture they have shown that snake eats rat, right? Or tiger eats cow. So like that, you have to find out the relation in between each picture. So you will come to know that each factor in the environment is depend on other for fulfilling their need for food. So they have formed their food chain here. Okay, so now let's learn about food chain. In this environment, there are many food chain. Now what is this food chain? Plants which are there, they make their own food in the presence of sunlight. So sun is a non-living here, but then also plants are depend on them for their food because plants make their own food with the help of sunlight. Worms which are there in the nature, their food is leaves. So they are depend on plants or they are depend on grass for their food. Same way grasshopper. Grasshopper's food is worm. They eat worm. And sparrow's food is grasshopper. So here each factor in the nature is depend on each other and they form one chain, and that's why we call it as a food chain. Now this is the one example of food chain. Like that there are many food chain in the nature. I'll give you one more example. This is longer food chain. In this chain there are many links, and the first component is grass. Now grass take the energy or the light from sun and convert it into food by the process of photosynthesis. They make their own food, so they are called producers. Every food chain begins with producer. Animals cannot make their own food, so they are depend on producer for their food and to get the energy. So here in second link we can see a primary consumer. Primary consumers means they are depend on plants or grass or leaves of the different tree to fulfill their need of food. So they are called as herbivorous animal. Next come is secondary consumer, and secondary consumers are depend on their food for primary consumers, so they are called as carnivorous animals. Here energy consumed by grasshopper from grass is transferred to the bluebird, as bluebird is the secondary consumer here. Now bluebird is eaten by snake, so snake is tertiary consumer. So see, from grasshopper energy is transferred to the bluebird, and from bluebird it is transferred to the snake. Now in turn snake is eaten by owl. So from snake energy is transferred to the owl. Now owl is apex predator. Now apex predator means owl will not be eaten by any other animal. So it is at top level of food chain. But when all these animals and plant dies, they get decomposed by microorganism or bacteria and fungus which are there in the soil. They get decomposed and all the nutrients and energy is given back to the soil. So
this food chain is complete. This way, each component in the food chain it's depend on its previous component, and then the environmental balance is also maintained.
We use simple chain. The chain is interlinked. They are linked with each other. Okay, and that's why we can use it.
But when this chain is broken, it is of no use. Like that, in food chain also, when one component of the chain is missing, the full chain will get disturbed. So, each component of food chain is depend on its previous component. In this food chain, one component of the food chain is missing. So, it may create a disturbance in this food chain, and in turn it will disturb the full environment. So you have to find out here which is the missing link here. Also think of the connection between them and complete the chain. There are many food chains in ecosystem, and they all forms very complicated structure. So interconnected food chain are called food web. In this food web, one living thing can be a part of many food chain. To understand the food web, we'll see the textbook page number 21 where they have shown the food web picture. In this picture, if you'll observe, you will find out that grass is eaten by rabbit here and rabbit is eaten by lion. Okay, so they form one food chain here. Same way, the grass is eaten by rabbit and rabbit is eaten by eagle. So this is another food chain. Now here rabbit is a part of two different food chain, right? Now like this, there are many other animals or the components of the food chain which are the part of different food chains. So they form a very complicated structure in the ecosystem. So in this picture, again if you'll observe, there are many like this examples. We'll study one more example. See here, grass is eaten by worm, right? Worm is eaten by grasshopper. Grasshopper is eaten by frog and frog is eaten by snake. So this is big food chain over here, right? We'll study another food chain now in this picture. Grass is eaten by worm, worm is eaten by grasshopper, and grasshopper is eaten by rat. Now rat is eaten by snake and snake is eaten by eagle. So this is one more food chain, right? Now in this two food chain, if you'll observe, three factors are common. Grass, worm and grasshopper are the common factors, right? So here if you'll observe, this food chain which is formed is very complicated chain, and that's why we call it as a food web. Okay children, we will stop here today. Okay, and I hope you have understood what I have explained you. To understand this chapter, you have to read this chapter at least twice, okay, and try to understand it. If you are still having any doubts, what you have to do is you have to see this video again and again so that you will understand it more better. Students, you have to follow government textbook, that is Environmental Studies. This book you have to use it for full year. Okay, now from this book we have covered chapter number 4. See, this chapter we have covered today from page number 18 till page number 21. Okay, remaining chapter we are going to finish in next video, that is environmental balance part 2. Okay, till then, bye student, take care and stay home, stay safe.